Hello guys, Softony here, and in today's video I will be showing you how to create a beautiful travel photo slideshow here in After Effects. This stylish and eye-catching animation is perfect for showcasing your travel memories, vacation highlights or any photo collection. And best of all, no plugins are required. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on bell notification so you never miss any of my future video tutorials. So let's jump into After Effects and get started. Alright, we're here in After Effects, and as you can see I have already created this final composition. This is gonna be 1920 by 1080, 30 fps, full HD. And then let's also create another composition, hit here on this little icon, and this is gonna be media BG01 media background, also full HD, hit OK. Now let's go here in the project window and you can find your own media, just drag and drop inside this new composition. And as you can see, now we have also this media inside this media background composition. Now let's go back here inside the finals and let's grab this composition, media background, and drag and drop into our final composition. Now let's animate, hit S for scaling, and I will do 130 for this first keyframe, here to around 0 seconds, and set up the first keyframe, go to around 5 seconds or so, and let's type here 100, and as you can see we have this basic animation of our media background 1. Alright, now it's time to create our solid background. Go right click to create new solid layer. I'll just rename it BG for background, hit OK, also full HD, and then go here in the effects and preset. I will type ramp effect, drag and drop onto our background. And for the first point, let's go upper left corner, and for the second point, lower right corner. For the start of the color, I will do maybe this purple color, or pick whatever color you want here, you are free to play around, I'm just showing you the way. And for the second color, I will use eyedropper, and maybe to do this pinkish color. Hit OK, and now let's go T for the opacity, and let's go to around 80%. And now we have something like this. And also let's create dots here inside the final composition. Go right click to create new solid layer again, and I will rename it to dots or points, also full HD, hit OK. Now go here inside the effects and presets. For the first effect I will do fill effect, drag and drop onto our dots, change color to white color, hit OK. Then let's type ball action effect, CC ball action, drag and drop, OK. And here let's go for this grid spacing 15, and also for the ball size. And really interesting thing that you always can go here and play around with ball size, grid spacing and every other parameter. Now let's go here again and find fractal noise effect and drag and drop also onto our dots solid layer. And here for the contrast I will do maybe 200, and for the brightness let's go -40. Now for the final step, let's change here mode from normal to add. And if you can't find blending modes, hit here toggle switches and modes. Now let's also animate our evolution. Hold Alt on your keyboard, left mouse click, and I will type time asterisk maybe to around 300. And now when we hit 0 here inside the final composition, we also have this cool looking dots animation here inside the final comp. And also, as I have already said, you can always go here and make this grid spacing larger or smaller, and you can also play around here with the ball size and everything else, it's up to you. Okay, now let's create another composition, hit here, and this is gonna be just media 01. For the width let's type 700, and for the height let's go to around 950. Hit OK. And now go here in the project window, drag and drop this media 01 inside this new composition. Okay, hit S for scaling if you need. I will lower it down to around maybe 80% because this is larger footage, and just reposition it here inside this new media 01 composition. Alright, now let's go right click to create here photo frame, find here solid, and I will type photo frame. And for these solid settings, I will do 1920 by 1080. This is gonna be full HD, hit OK. And now go here in the effects and presets. I will type fill effect, drag and drop onto our photo frame, and change color to white color. Okay, now select this new solid layer and go and find here this rectangle tool. And now I will create mask. Just go and create something like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, like so, okay? select here again, go here inside the effects and presets. I will type turbulent displace effect, drag and drop onto this new solid layer. And here for the turbulent displace you can play around, but before that let's go here inside the mask and check this option inverted, and now we have a shape like this. And for the amount I will do maybe 30. Let's duplicate this turbulent displace effect once, and for this amount I will go maybe 60 and 150, change displacement maybe to bulge. And now let's duplicate this once again, hit Ctrl+D and change here to twist. And basically you can also play around here with the size and amount. I will do maybe 100 again. And for the final effect I will do radial fast blur effect, drag and drop, okay. And for this effect I will go for the amount maybe to around 80 or 90, like so. And as you can see we have this cool looking photo frame. And basically in every moment you can go and play around here with this turbulent displace effect. And now let's go here back in the final composition, close this media 01 and effects control, find here media 01, this new composition, drag and drop inside the final composition like so. And now let's also animate this media 01, hit S for scaling, I will do maybe 80%. And let's also turn on the boundaries, titles and action safe, okay. Hit P for position for this media 01 and move it to maybe this second line like so. And this is gonna be our end position for this media 01 animation. Now let's go to around 2 seconds or so, hit P for position and set up the first keyframe here. Now let's go here to around 0 seconds and let's go outside the boundaries of our composition like so. Now hit here toggle switches and modes, make this media 01 as a 3D layer. And also you can play around with the Z parameter, maybe I will go to around 200 or 300. And also for this X parameter, move it to the left side just a bit, okay. And now select both of the keyframes, hit F9, go to graph editor, and let's draw a curve like this one. And now when we hit 0, we have this cool looking animation of our media 01. Now let's duplicate this media 01, hit Ctrl+D, and for this lower one I will rename it to shadow, okay, grab it. Now let's go here inside the effects and presets again, find fill effect, just drag and drop onto our shadow composition, change color to black color, hit OK. Now go here again and find Gaussian blur legacy, this one, also drag and drop onto shadow composition, and for the blurriness I will do 270. And now as you can see we have these cool looking shadows inside our final comp. And you are free to play around with the colors. If you want to see different color, just go inside the fill effect and change whatever color you want here. Okay, now let's also add camera here inside this final comp. Go right click, find here new camera, hit OK, and let's move it above this media 01. Now let's go right click to create null object here. And this is gonna be CC camera controller, and parent this camera with our camera controller. And also let's make this camera controller as a 3D layer, okay. And now let's go to around maybe 1 second and let's animate rotation. Hit R on this null object, set up the first keyframe for the X rotation and Y rotation, then go to around 2 seconds or so. And for this X rotation I will type maybe 15, and for the Y I will do 25. Now let's grab all of the keyframes, hit F9 to easy ease them, go inside the graph editor and let's draw a curve like this one. Okay, and now when we hit 0, we have this great looking animation of our media 01. And also let's pre-compose dot solid layer so camera doesn't affect our dots. Go right click, pre-compose, and then select the second option. I will just rename it to dots comp, something like this, hit OK. And also hit here toggle switches and modes and select this option, collapse transformation. And now let's hit 0 once again, and this is our first step, and our media is looking great. Now it's time to create and animate our text. I will close effects control for now, okay. Now hit here on this little icon to create another composition, and this is gonna be text 01, and for the width let's go 1000, and for the height let's go 200. Hit OK, go inside this text 01 composition, hit Ctrl+T, or go hit on this little icon, horizontal type tool, and I will use Rashida Valentine's font, and for the font size I will do 160. Let's type random text, I will do New York City, like so, okay. hit here again, go here on Align and center it. If you can't find Align panel, just go Window and you will find Align panel here. And now let's also animate, open up this little triangle and set up our playhead to around 0 seconds. Go here on Animate and now let's go on Position. Okay, for the Y parameter, let's move it outside the boundaries of our new composition, like so, maybe around -200 or -190. And now let's open up Range Selector 1, set up the first keyframe for the offset, and let's go to around -100, then go all the way to around maybe 2 seconds, and I will go 100, okay? Now let's open up Advanced Options, change shape from square to ramp up, like so. And also for the ease high and ease low, I will do 100. You can play around with those numbers. Now hit 0. And we have this cool looking animation of our text 01. And also what we can do is to add tracking. Go here on Animate and find tracking. Maybe to somewhere around here. Set up the first keyframe for the tracking amount. Then go all the way to around here. And I will do 5. Like so. Now let's select both of the keyframes here for the tracking. Hit F9. Go to Graph Editor and draw a curve like this one. Okay, now let's go back here in the final composition and grab this text 01 here from the project window inside our final comp. I will do maybe around here and hit V, reposition it, maybe somewhere around here. Those are composition boundaries, 100 by 200. And if you want also to see precise look in our composition, hit here on Titles and Action Save. And maybe to reposition it somewhere around here, around the center. Alright, now let's hit 0 here inside the final composition. And we also have this cool looking text. Maybe to reposition a bit more our offset parameter, maybe for the second keyframe to go to around 1 second and 10 frames. And also reposition tracking, like so. And now when we go back, hit 0. And our animation is looking great. You can always play around with the options, reposition it until you're satisfied with your own final results, just to match with our animation of the media. This is looking great. Alright, for the next step, let's create here line and text 02. Let's first create line, go here and select this pen tool. Okay, make sure to unselect everything here. And I will do maybe holding shift from here to here. And we will also animate this shape layer 01. Let's rename it to line. And also make sure that our stroke is set to maybe around 5. And fill, let's set to none. Now let's open up this line shape layer. Open up context, shape layer 1. Find here stroke. And also let's change caps from butt cap to round cap. And also for the join, find here round join. And as you can see, we will have these round edges in our line shape layer. Alright, I will go fit up to 100%, and now let's animate this line shape layer. Open up and then go here on add, and I will find here trim paths, and let's animate end parameter. Open up these trim path options, set up the first keyframe here at 0 seconds. For the end, let's go to 0, and maybe to go to around 1 second or so, and go here to around 100. Now grab both of the keyframes, hit F9, go to Graph Editor and draw a curve like this. And if you can't find curve like this, I have forgotten to tell you, just go right click and you can find Edit Speed Graph here. Hit 0 and now we have this cool looking animation. You can always go here and reposition the length of the line animation, maybe to go to around 2 seconds. Just play around until you're satisfied with your own animation. This looks good to me. And now let's also create second text. Go here in the project window for this text 01, hit Ctrl+D, and this is gonna be text 02. Move this inside also final composition. Grab this text 02 and move it to somewhere around here. Open up this text 02 composition, and I will delete this animator 1 and animator 2. And for the text size, I will do smaller one, also Rashida Valentine's to around 100. And I will type also random text, modern travel slideshow. Of course, you will type here your own text, also align it and center it here on align panel. Okay, and here what you can do to select this text, go here inside the effects and preset. I will type here typewriter for the text, this one, drag and drop. Okay, hit U to show keyframes on our modern travel slideshow text. And basically reposition the length of our animation. Hit 0 and this is gonna be our typewriter text effect. And when we go back here in the finals, hit 0, we will have something like this. Now let's grab this text 01, move it down a bit. Also this text 02, move it up a bit, play around, like so. And what we can do for this text 01, go here in the effects and preset, I will type fill effect, drag and drop onto text 01, change this first color to maybe this cyan blue color or so, hit OK. Let's duplicate this once and let's change color. Upper text 01, maybe this yellow color, hit OK. Now hit P for position and just move X parameter slightly to the left or to the right side. And now we will have cool looking text 01 like so. And now let's hit 0 once again and this is looking great. You can also in every moment select this text 02 and reposition it maybe somewhere around here. So our animation of the text 2 will start from maybe 10 or 15 frames, hit 0, and this looks great. Also you can play around with lines and everything else. Alright guys, now let's create also photo frame for this final composition. Go right click, I'll find here solid layer, and this is gonna be main photo frame, okay. Also full HD, hit OK. And now let's hit Q on our keyboard or go here and find here rectangle tool. Make sure to select this main photo frame. I'll just go and unselect these titles and action save. And let's draw also rectangle like this one. As I have already said earlier, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now let's go and hit this inverted option. Go here in the effects and preset, also add fill effect. And change color to white or whatever color you want. You can also leave it this way, but I will add here also turbulent displace effect, drag and drop. And basically let's play around for the amount. I will go to around maybe 900, and for the size I will lower it down to maybe around 10 or 8, like so. You can duplicate this for a few times, change here to bulge or twist. Basically it's up to you to play around with this photo frame effect, maybe to lower down just a bit, like so. Also for this first option, basically everything is up to you. Now what we can do also to change blending modes, hit here toggle switches and modes, and from normal let's go to overlay, and maybe let's hit Ctrl+D once again, and now we have this cool looking photo frame. Hit 0 and this looks really awesome. Alright, for the next step, let's add here this plane and path 01. I have already done it before and I'll just show you what it is. Let's go inside. And as you can see here, I have already drawn this line, and here is the airplane. You can find it online, just find PNG image or icon, add it here and animate opacity. And for this line, just draw it, and you can use here pen tool to do it, okay. And for the end, just add trim path effect, like we have done before with this line here inside the final composition. And when we hit 0, we have an animation like this one, okay. Go here back in the final composition. I'll just hit S for scaling because it's a larger composition, like so. Then grab it here and just reposition it here inside this final composition. Also what we can do is to duplicate this one, hit Ctrl+D, hit R for rotation, I'll do 180, and our animation also will appear in this side of the composition, and you can also reposition it, like so. And now let's hit 0 to see our animation, and this is looking great. You can see our text 01, text 02, and our also plain animation. Alright guys, now it's time to pre-compose everything and to create transition and slide 02. Let's hit Ctrl+A or select here everything, then go right click, pre-compose, and I will rename it to part 01, hit OK. And it's time to create here transition. Go right click to create new solid layer, and I will rename it transition, also 1920 by 1080, and then let's hit OK. And go here for the part 01, track matte, find here alpha matte. And now let's select this transition, go here inside the effects and presets. I will do CC Jaws effect, drag and drop onto our transition, go here at 0 seconds, and for the completion I will go 100, okay. And for the height and width you can play around, and for the shape I will do waves. Set up the first keyframe for the completion, then let's go to around 1 second or so, and let's lower it down to around 0%. Hit 0, and now we have scene like this. Now let's select this transition again, hit U, grab both of the keyframes, hit F9, go to graph editor, and let's draw a curve like this one. Hit 0, and this is looking cool. And for the final step, for the direction, I will type 48. And now when we hit 0, we have this great looking animation. In every moment you can play around here with the height, and you can also experiment with a bunch of different shapes, but it's up to you. For the next step, let's select part 01 and transition, hit Ctrl+D, okay, and this first part 01 and transition, move one frame ahead. Now select this bottom one, part 01, go here again inside the effects and presets, I will type fill effect, okay, drag and drop onto the lower one, like so, and basically you can play around here with the colors, change color to white or whatever color you want, and when we hit 0 we will also have this great looking animation of our CC jaws, okay, and now let's also pre-compose everything once again, select it, go right click, pre-compose, and this is gonna be first slide 01, hit OK, and now we can also create slide 02, go here in the project window, let's duplicate this slide 01, hit Ctrl+D, move this slide 02 inside this final composition, and then go all the way to around 3 or 4 seconds. Now when we hit 0, this is gonna be our slide 01, and as you can see, this is our slide 02. And now let's also create inside this slide 02 different compositions, open up here, select this part 01 and this one, and here in the project window let's duplicate it. This is gonna be part 02, hold Alt and then drag and drop onto the part 01. Now let's go here inside the part 01 and let's change first media background 01, repeat everything, hit Ctrl+D to create here media background 02, like so, and just repeat everything, hold Alt, drag and drop onto the media background 01, and you can also duplicate this media 01 here. Go in the project window, duplicate it, and this is gonna be just media 02, and hold Alt, drag and drop onto our media 01. Now we have also media 02, so we can easily change this media, and let's also reposition text 01 and text 02, duplicate this text 01, this is gonna be text 03, drag and drop like so, and for the text 02, this is gonna be text 04, hit Ctrl+D, duplicate it, and just hold Alt, repeat everything, and now here inside this part 01 composition we are free to change everything, and our slide 01 will remain the same as we previously did. And inside this part 02 we are free to change, as I have already said, everything. Let's go inside this background composition. I have already imported mine, just drag and drop, delete this background 01, and go here again inside part 02, find here media 02, delete this media 01, and just drag and drop this media 02, hit S for scaling if you need, reposition it here in the composition. And when we go back here inside part 02, we will have different media, and let's also change this text 03. I'll just type here Paris, alright, and this is looking great. And you can easily also change here inside part 02 this text 04, it's up to you. And now let's go here back in the final comp. As you can see, this is our untouched slide 01 because we haven't changed this text 01 or background 01. Now let's hit 0. This is our slide 01. Now we have also transition, and this is gonna be our slide 02. For this slide 02, what you can do also is to animate this media from this side to this side and reposition our text maybe to the left side to create even better visual appearance, but it's up to you. You can also add here a different shapes like axes and everything else. Also in every moment you are free to go here inside, hit F3 on the transition, on the part 02. We can change basically colors of our transition, shapes and everything else. For example, if I apply here white color, it will be applied here inside slide 02. Also slide 01 will be untouched. You can see pink color here for the slide 01, and for the slide 02 it's gonna be white color. Also here what we can do, maybe to hit on the transition, instead of 48 I will do -48 for the transitions, and we will have better visual appearance in the finals. Hit 0 once again, slide 01, and this is gonna be slide 02. Just make sure also to create here background solid layer, and also this is the way, so you can easily create slide 03, 04 and everything else. Alright guys, I hope you learned something new in this tutorial like always, and if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, and also if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Also take a look at my channel for more great tutorials, and I would really appreciate if you leave a comment down below in the comment section. You can also write me suggestions for the next tutorials, and until next time, stay creative and bye bye!